Season 39, war number 12, and we are up against X+K9. This time my team will be Tigra, Professor X, and Omega Sentinel. I'm gonna be taking path 5 in section 1, as well as that Nick Fury on the Scared Stiff node. And then I'm taking path 1 in section 2, as well as that Omega Sentinel and Thing. Then I will be taking all the right side mini bosses, as well as that Knull boss. And this is an extremely important war. If we win this, we will finish Masters, but if we don't, we drop down to Platinum, because our season has been pretty bad so far. Up first we have a Hulkling on the Ebb and Flow knockdown and right back at it nodes, and I'm taking the fight with Professor X. Now you might be thinking why I'm not using Tigra here, and that is because of the Force of Will node. Neutralize doesn't work on Force of Will anymore, so I simply wouldn't be able to pause my senses with Tigra, and that means I can't really do anything here with her. I have taken the fight with her before once, after the fix to the Neutralize, but I almost timed out, and I'm not gonna try that again. Now the plan here with Professor X is the good old special 3 spam with mutant power boosts, and to get there I just need to get to 100 channeling charges, get to my special 3, then knock down the opponent to remove the Ebb and Flow protection, and here against Hulkling I need to make sure that he doesn't have his indestructible ready. If I can line everything up properly, this is a very simple, very easy fight, and a great way to ramp up my Professor X here to start the war. I'm very close to a special 3 here, so I go ahead and punish that special 1 with a full combo to trigger his indestructible, and now I charge up a heavy attack, use the falter that Professor X has to land that knockdown easily and safely without any real risks there. And now all I need to do is that spam special 3s and the fight will be over in just a second. A very simple fight for Professor X, and it was pretty clean as well. I did get clipped by a special 1 around the start of the fight, but Hulkling's special 1 doesn't do that much damage, luckily, so it didn't really cost me anything. Well, except a single health potion, but that's perfectly fine. Next up we have a Valkyrie on the Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Professor X. The game plan here is basically the exact same as it was against Hulkling. I'm getting to my special 3 with 100 channeling charges, knocking down the opponent to remove the protection, and then spamming a few special 3s until the opponent goes down. Now Valkyrie here is an extremely easy defender to fight. The biggest issue with her is that due to her mastery setup, she does have some extra block proficiency, which does give her a chance to shrug off non-damaging debuffs even without any of the bulwark buffs. The chance is small, but you do need to remember that it is there. You cannot rely, or rather trust your parries against Valkyrie. But in this fight it didn't really come into play at all. I wasn't relying on parries, and now everything is lined up properly and the fight is done. Now I've got my Professor X fully ramped up thanks to the Omega Sentinel synergy that I brought along. Next up we have a Nick Fury on the Scared Stiff node, and I'm taking this fight with Professor X. Now this is a fight that I would rather take with Kitty Pryde, usually, but since I don't have her this time, I'm gonna be taking the fight with Professor X and just making up the plan as I go. Of course the best way to usually do Professor X fights is to spam special 3s with the mutant power boosts, but whenever Nick enters his second life, he removes the mind control as well, and that screws with the special 3 rotation. Knowing that, I do something a little bit different here. I am still gonna be building up my channeling charges here, because the more of those I have, the less power my specials cost during mind control. So that makes the special spam with mutant boosts a lot easier and safer, I guess, since it's more reliable. Now, the plan that I had in mind for this is to spam special 2s in the first life instead, because I don't really want to be in special 3 loops when he shrugs off, or rather removes, the mind control when he enters his second life. I get 2 special 2s off, and that gets me enough power to a special 3. Wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it actually works out perfectly. The special 3 gives me more prowess because I am fully ramped up, so my damage goes through the roof, well, even more so than it already is. It also pushes Nick Fury to his second life, gets me enough power to get the special 3 myself, and now I'm just gonna be waiting for him to tick down a little bit by himself. And now, I still have the prowesses left over from the first mind control, so this special 3, it's gonna hit like a truck. I don't have mind control active, so I'm not gonna be back up to another special 3, but with the damage I have here, I do get back up to a special 2. And throwing that is all I need to finish this fight off. The prowesses are just about to fall off, but I get the special off in time, and the first hit crit for 75,000. Yeah, Professor X hits hard. Now I do have to point out that that special 2 was not unblockable, so going for a special intercept like that was pretty risky to do. So I should have played it safer instead. Next up we have an Omega Sentinel on the buffet over time and sloped armor nodes, and I'm taking the fight with Tigra. The game plan was to nuke the fight down with a single special 2, but I didn't really play this the way I intended to. I got my first special 2 off with only 3 ruptures on the opponent, so my damage wouldn't have been as high as it should have been, and of course the AI also takes the first 2 hits, making the special, well, not hit as hard as it would have. That's fine though, a couple special ones here is enough to finish the fight, and it is still a very quick one. Tigra just hits so hard, and with the neutralize, Omega Sentinel can't really do anything there. She doesn't gain the buffet regen, she can't gain armor ups, so no glancing, no auto block, no nothing. Next up we have a Gorr on the Never Back Down node, and I'm gonna be using Tigra for this fight. The game plan here is to nuke the guy down with a single special 2 as well, and well, I probably don't need to say anything more, just take a look. Yeah, that was a rank 4 Gorr. And now he's gone. In just 15 seconds, because Tigra is awesome. Next up we have a Mole Man on the buffet overtime node, and I'm gonna be taking the fight with Omega Sentinel. And the game plan here is very simple. Since Omega Sentinel is immune to Nullify, Mole Man here cannot gain his buffet regeneration. So essentially this is just a fairly slow fight with nothing special going on. I can't rely on parries to get my openings because he's gonna be shrugging debuffs, but that is fine. Omega Sentinel's armor ups make her so tanky that I can block hits all day and get my openings by baiting heavies. Now I do have a neat little trick here to make the fight go faster, and I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna hit into his block to trigger Frenzy, and immediately throw my special 3 so that I won't get punished for it. Now he's in Frenzy, so he cannot shrug debuffs anymore. My special 3 will inflict those 6 incinerate debuffs, And now I can parry all I want, and all I need to do is just keep the incinerate debuffs up by either using heavy attacks or by doing full combos finishing on a light attack to keep the debuffs paused. So yeah, this trick was something that I kinda just figured out or thought of while I was planning my warpath, and it worked out great. So I'm probably gonna be doing this more often against Nullman. Then we have a thing on the strike counter block penetration and never back down nodes, and I'm taking this fight with Tigra. And just like usual, this is a normal thing fight with nothing really going on. Of course, with the extra block penetration, he will be hitting slightly harder into my block, but I'm not gonna be blocking that much, so it's not really a big problem. And once again, the main thing that you have to keep in mind when you're taking a thing with Tigra is to never leave him at 15 rock stacks at the end of your combo, heavy or special attack. Because if you do, and neutralize falls off, your next hit will trigger his unstoppable and you will get hit. Now there is one exception to this rule, and that is if you're baiting a special from thing straight after. Right there, I left thing at 15 rock stacks at the end of my special 1, but I was baiting a special 1 from thing straight after, so he consumed his own charges. I do the same thing right here with that special 2, and yeah, he goes down without any issues, and it's a very simple fight as long as you take a little bit time to practice. Next up we have a King Groot on the Safeguard miniboss node, and I'm gonna be taking the fight with Omega Sentinel. No, just kidding, I'm not doing that again. I'm using Tigra for this fight, and the game plan is to bait 2 heavy attacks from King Groot, punish them with mine. That is enough power to get me to my special 2s with the help of the advanced power boost. I'm gonna drop that, and it takes King Groot down pretty nicely, but his health pool on this node is very big, so it is gonna take another special 2 to take this guy down. Now, I would say that this is a very fast fight against a Safeguard King Groot. He had close to 360,000 HP, and he went down in just under 30 seconds. Tigra is one of the hardest hitting champions in the game, and I love it. Next up we have a Terrax on the Stunning Reflection and Polka Dot Power miniboss node, and I'm taking the fight with Tigra. The game plan here is that I'm gonna be starting the fight with some aggro septing, then dropping big special 2s to nuke this guy down. The cleanse charges are gonna be taking care of any possible armor breaks I may get, but in this fight it's not gonna come into play at all. He's already dead. Yeah, Tigra is just nuking these guys down so fast that she's rivaling champions like CGR and Corvus Slave with full ramp up, and that is amazing. Though I gotta say, Tigra does look better than both of those champions. Just don't tell Slayer that. Next up we have an Ebony Maw on the Brute Force miniboss node, and I'm taking the fight with Professor X. And this Ebony Maw right here is the exact same one I died to previously in the season while using Tigra. I messed it up, and after that I took Professor X to rank 4 just to combat any Ebony Maws I'm seeing in Alliance War after that war. And here we are, time for payback. The game plan here is to get to 100 channeling charges, get to a special 3, and then lock Ebony Maw out of this fight by spamming special 3s until he goes down. The fight itself is very simple, but I am gonna be taking quite a bit of degen damage here, both from Ebony Maw's abilities as well as the Brute Force node. That being said, I am perfectly fine with that. I don't mind using a potion or 2. I just want my revenge here, and I do not want to die to this guy again. Now I got to my special 3, but Ebony Maw threw his special 1 here, and I got that unsteady debuff on me. So just to be safe, I waited it out first, and now the fight is over. Ranking up Professor X was so worth it, even just for this. Even if you don't look at the previous wars I've used Professor X in, just for this fight, it was totally worth it. And there he goes. Ebony Maw's screams of agony as I get my payback. Just wonderful. He didn't go down without a fight, and I do need to use a few potions here, but like I said, I don't mind that. Now this next fight here, we have a Knull boss that I'm gonna be taking with Professor X, and I'm extremely nervous, for a few reasons. I haven't taken a Knull boss before, and this is also my final fight of the season. This is the final fight of this war as well, and as an alliance, we have died 0 times. And if I get the solo here, we get to the top 10 of Masters, instead of just getting Masters. Which I didn't think was possible, but turns out we are beating the 11th place alliance by a single attack bonus, so to clutch this out is all we need to make it to the top 10. And the game plan for this fight was to start by dexing 6 times at the beginning of the fight to get the debuff immunity, which removes the living abyss debuffs that Knull places on you at the start of the fight, and that removes the unblockable passive he gets from the boss node. That makes the fight a whole lot easier since you can actually block attacks instead of having to dex everything. And then I'm just gonna be baiting special 2s, building up my channeling charges, getting to that special 3, and then the fight should be done. Now, there is a slight issue with that I didn't really consider when going in. The darkness passives that you see under my health bar, that Knull inflicts on me for every 10 hits on my combo. Those reduce my combat power rate quite a bit, so getting to my special 3 takes quite a bit longer than it normally does. That makes the fight a lot scarier than I thought it would be, but now I'm at my special 3, I get it off, and the fight should be over. Now I don't have my bigger mutant power boosts because I had run out of them, like I said in the previous war, so this special 3 will not get me back up to another special 3. Instead, I get a special 2 off, gets me to another special 2, I throw that, I again fall short, get to another special 2, I throw that, and it's enough to finish the fight. So I'd say that was very successful. We did get the win here, we didn't die a single time, and we clutched out top 10 of Masters. As for the results, we did end up winning the war 3-0. X+K9 had a great war, but we just pulled something crazy out of our butts for the last one, because we actually needed it to make it to Masters. And that's not what I expected at all when we started the war, but I am very happy with our performance there, and I really hope that it carries over to the next season as well. Now, the stats that I finished this season with was 119 attacker kills and 1 death, with 6 boss solos as well. So, definitely not my best season, but I would say that I did alright. Really hoping to get that deathless season next season again. Now, thanks everyone for watching. I really enjoy making these videos even though they are pretty late at times, especially when I see comments about people saying that I actually helped them out with the videos I put out. So thank you for watching, and I do hope that you continue to enjoy my content, especially now that I have started streaming as well. And I'm gonna see you next season, which started today actually, so I'll see you soon.